now of anybody putting up a monstrosity of a construction that just happened to go through one of these spaces? What would be the rationale behind that? And you know, I'm not even playing devil's advocate. I'm saying, for those who are saying that this is the location where we would want to do this and would attribute it to development and saying that we need this to move people from point A to point B or move goods or whatever the case may be, what would be the rationale from your understanding of why they would choose to do this?
I mean, I can certainly say a little bit more about the work that we've been doing very vocally, and I think let me talk about Karura Forest because it is near and dear to our heart, and actually can say a little bit more about what could be the rationale for the construction that's being proposed at the national park. Let's just go back just a couple of years ago, where the government announced that they wanted to excise 51.64 acres from Karura Forest for the expansion of Kiambu Road. So there is their answer, right? There's any of us who have been on Kiambu Road in the morning or in the evening during rush hours, we know what that's like, right? And so it's reasonable. We say we've got to be able to find a way to get people to where they need to get in a way that's faster, more efficient, right? So one answer is, let's expand the road. At Greenbelt and with some of our other partners, we said, let's think about what some of the options are when it comes to the expansion of the road. So first of all, we're saying you need to expand. What happened to the road reserve, right? You need to expand. Where has been the consultation in terms of ensuring that there's public participation from the interested stakeholders? That includes the Friends of Karura Forest, who are the CFA, co-managing the forest with Kenya Forest Services. What about what we've been promised time and time again of rapid bus transit, being able to provide a public transportation that is cleaner and greener, right? Where does that fit in? And when we presented these questions in court a year ago, the judge, Justice Omolo, sided with the argument that indeed, both because of procedural matters, and especially because of procedural matters, right, the government had not followed the regulation as was needed in order to be able to proceed with this excision, right? And that we cannot forget that is a requirement of our constitution and our laws, that when the government has a proposition to excise our forests and our natural resources for ostensibly the benefit of the public, then it needs to come and consult the public and confirm that. And so, yes, there are questions around how could we improve the standard of living, as Akshay was saying, of Kenyan citizens, of residents in Nairobi, by causing the least harm to the environment. This is the precautionary principle, right, which is in our books, which is in our laws. And the government is required to observe the precautionary principle, which says if there is a real risk that there's going to be significant harm to the natural environment, then we are required to take the